Ritika Sahani. I'm the founder trustee of the organization Trinayani. Trinayani is celebrating Daan Utsav since October 2nd, which was Gandhi Jayanti. This is our 7th session. Trinayani is an NGO which we started in 2006, and it works completely in trying to create awareness about disabilities amongst people with disabilities and non-disabled people, and also building the capacity of the community to be able to empower themselves with enough information which will allow them to bridge the gap in the attitudes that they might have and the perceptions they might have about people with disabilities. I'm going to introduce our resource person for today. It's Mr. S Rao. Mr. Rao served as civil servant for over 34 years, and that's how I first met him. I met him in the ministry in various capacities in the central government ministries, Department of Information and Broadcasting, Health, Disability, Consumer, and Human Rights across sectors, and the Cabinet Secretariat. He played a pivotal role, and that's very important for all of us who are working in the disability sector, in drafting and enacting of the Rights of Persons with Disabilities Act 2016, which is the latest act of our country identifying, recognizing 21 disabilities as opposed to 7, which was recognized by the 1995 Act. He also played a role in designing the national web portal for the unique Disability Identity Project, the UDID that we often talk about, and setting up the National Institute of Mental Health Rehabilitation in Madhya Pradesh. That's a new institute started in Madhya Pradesh. Mr. Rao holds a MPhil degree in International Relations from Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. After retiring as director from the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, where I met him, he retired in October 2021. He's taking active part in disability rights advocacy, which I think he was passionate about even while he was within the department. He's a patron of an NGO in Delhi. He has turned a mental health trainer, which is where this workshop comes in. He holds workshops on physical and mental health being for students and professionals, and takes regular classes for the Delhi Rail Metro executives and non-executives. He's created a YouTube channel. So after you have gone through and after you've heard him out, you're most welcome to subscribe to his YouTube channel called Discover Yourself, to share information and knowledge on holistic wellness. And Mr. Rao has authored 8 books, which are on self-awareness, healthy lifestyle and disability policy, and available on Amazon. So Mr. Rao, truly grateful. I just gave you one call and you were immediately you said, I'm on board, and you were the first one to send your details, the first one to send the mail. That discipline and regimen that you have, that was very obvious. Thank you so much on behalf of Trinayani and NIPMED for doing this for us. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ritika. It is my privilege to be part of Daan Utsav, also with collaboration with NIPMED Chennai. In fact, I feel that what you're doing, the Daan Utsav, is really very, very important. Now, self-care. This is a topic which is something very interesting, which I felt when I was in the department. Now, even this presentation which I'm making, again, I can make a presentation in stress and tension, or I can do it very calmly. So I think we definitely have a choice. Many times it happens that it has become a habit with us to always work in the stress mode. But definitely we have a choice if you can recognize that everything that we do with total awareness, we can avoid stress, because we think that everybody is under stress. I am also stressed is something very natural. But I'm sure you will agree that it is all unnatural, something created by us. So I think if we can work with this kind of attitude, then we can avoid a lot of stress in whatever work that we do. Having said that, the topic, I will not claim that I'm a professional in health, wellness, as a trainer or on mental health, because I'm not acquired any kind of certificate. I'm not a medical professional, but still, given the experience that I have, because I have been exposed to lifestyle and many other matters at school days, my father being a doctor. So from my school days, I could understand the importance my parents gave in terms of what diet to take, what not to take from outside, what kind of friendship you should have, what kind of lifestyle, when you have to sleep. So it has become a from me. From school days, I tried to implement that very seriously in my college and also during my whole profession. And with the kind of experience I have had, with the authority that the benefit that I got from my routine, I can say that I will share with you certain things which I'm sure that definitely they will resonate with you, because all of us have some similar problems related to physical and mental problems. So some of these tips which I might share with you can really help you. So to begin with, self-care, the importance of self-care. In fact, all of us, most of us travel by flight, and the air hostess does some announcement when the before the flight takes off. So I will read that portion and something connected with what we are talking. The announcement will be like this: if you are traveling with a child or another person who needs assistance, be sure to secure your own mask first before assisting others. This announcement is made internationally in all the flights. Now, when they're saying that a child or another person, it could be a patient, it could be a senior citizen, what they're trying to mean is that first you have to be safe. You have to be alive, you have to be healthy to take care of the rest, other people. Because anytime the breath can stop. So I think the importance of individual or situation of persons around is very, very important. Now, self-care of whom and for whom. Now, self-care basically for those people who are caregivers, it could be parents, it could be parents with children with disabilities, without disabilities, it could be professionals like doctors, rehabs, it could be even social workers in the field, but it can be even because the self-care is very important because they're busy with studying. There's so much of stress in their school, college. So self-care is for all of, and that we should keep this in mind. Now, coming to, I have uh, talked to some people how much they give importance to self-care. There were three responses. One, they said, I don't know what is self-care, what is duty, so I just keep doing my duty every day. Second, they said, oh, I eat and sleep, that is the self-care. What more is it? Because the body is doing its job of breathing, digestion, blood circulation, everything is being done. What more can is to be done by me? Third category, they said that yes, self-care is very important. I do that, but still I don't have time to take care of myself. So self-care is basically caring for ourselves. Now, caring for ourselves, is it only the body? No. Yes, body, yes, but there's something more beyond that. So our thoughts, emotions, feelings, our strengths, weaknesses, actions, all have to be, we have to know them and we have to really care for them. So next slide. Yeah, so now the nature has given us four faculties. All of you are sitting there. There are four faculties we're using to be here. One, we have the body, we are using the senses. That is why we are here. In case we are well, we would not be here. If a body pain is there, we cannot concentrate. Now, mind. If mind is somewhere else, you will not be listening to you, to me. Now, brain, intellect. Again, if the our brain doesn't help us to understand what is happening here, it doesn't help us in analyzing, in arranging the thoughts, and also in memorizing what is being said. That is very important. So therefore, brain is also helping us. And finally, the heart. Now, where is the heart? Emotion. We can call it in terms of willpower here in this context. We have to sit here for 1 hour, even though brain says, yes, it's a very important topic, it is very useful, but the Our willpower, self-confidence has to be there to sit through the 1 hour. So these are the four faculties which are working on us on everything that we do, whether we are sitting here or even when we are crossing the traffic. All these four are very, very important. Yeah. So now in reality, are we really caring for these four faculties? I call them the four tires of a car. In a car, even if one tire is not working, you'll agree that car cannot move. So we always clean the car. Sometimes we do servicing. So now, are we really taking care of these four faculties every day, or consciously to the extent that they require the attention? So as far as body is concerned, I would say body is being abused. In the sense, body, supposing it needs food, we eat very recklessly any number of times and any kind of food that tastes our tongue. So kind of obesity, and we have problems of lifestyle diseases like diabetes and blood pressure, all connected with abuse of our body. Sleep, body needs proper sleep and rest. We are not giving it. Similarly, exercise, the body needs exercise. It is not being done. So body is practically being abused. So therefore, it is going out of control. Now coming to mind, mind is in fact neglected. But as far as it is concerned, are we giving any time for the mind to help it cultivate? I think very few of us understand the importance of mind, and very few of us give us time for cultivating our mind. Maybe in the childhood there was some discipline because of the fear of the parents, but as we grow, we become so independent. We feel this we can manage, but the mind gets neglected, and therefore what happens is that the mind starts controlling us. Instead of we controlling the mind starts controlling us. It doesn't listen to us. It is adamant. If it wants a pizza or burger or any fast food, it has to be given. Otherwise, it is going to make a hell of it. So, mind is something which we have neglected. Now, as far as intelligence is concerned, I think with the social media, any other entertainment, other activities, we are not upgrading our intelligence. Whatever we have learned probably in school, college, after that we don't upgrade. So in many times the decision making we suffer because we are not. The mind doesn't remain sharp. It doesn't help us to take the right decisions. Again, heart. Many people. Maybe they're not aware there's something like heart, the emotion part, and much of it is occupied through negative emotions. It could be anger, jealousy, impatience, but there are very positive points which have to be cultivated. That is also not happening. So therefore, the four faculties which have been given by nature, which are very much required on our everyday work, which seem to be totally neglected, and therefore we are in a situation where we have both physical and mental health problems. Next slide. So they're all interconnected. That there's a direct connection between body and mind. Body influences the mind, and mind influences the body. So a lot of research is coming, and now the solution to your problem in one area may lie in another. If you have a physical problem, it could be because for thought process, there's something wrong in our thinking. So unless we change the thought process, the physical problem will continue. Similarly, when we have physical problem, there could be some mental issues. If we can sit quietly, understand ourselves, we'll definitely know where the problem is and how to plug it. Yeah. So now, compared to the previous slide, there is a difference here. I've added, besides the body, heart, brain, mind. In fact, in Hindi, we call it tan, man, dil, dimag. So I added something like soul. Uh, the science still has not proved there is something like soul, Atma in our body. Maybe till then we are going to neglect, probably at the cost of our own health. Now, I can prove that there is something like soul. Now, body, heart, brain, and mind, if you can compare in our room with fridge, a fan, a light, and a heater, they are all working and giving different something creating cold, something heat, something light, and something wind, the air. Now, the common thing among is electricity. We cannot see it. We can see these four, but we cannot see the electricity. We can feel it if they're feeling a shock. We know very well that it is the electricity which is there. So in our body, and then the electricity is coming from where? Somewhere there's a transformer far off which we have never seen, but we believe yes, the electricity is coming from there, and that is the main source. Similarly, in our whole body, besides the heart, brain, and mind, they are all, they don't work independently. They depend on energy. We call it soul, or we call it consciousness. We give different names. Sometimes we call it God. But there is this energy which is being given to all the four faculties. Therefore, they are working. That is why when the person dies, they say the Chaitanya energy has gone out. Therefore, all these are not working. So we have to recognize there's something like soul. Now, as I said, the soul is the source of these four faculties. Now, root cause of most of our problems is disconnection from the soul or self. Most of our struggles arise from being disconnected from the true self. We become overtly attached to one of these or more than these four faculties: body, mind, intelligence, and emotions, and lose sight of one who operates them. Like electricity powering different devices, it is not the device, but the source that matters. Without connection to the source, everything fails. Next slide. Now, let us come to all the four faculties, what actually they should be, and how we try to achieve that. So, what should be the qualities of an ideal body? Now, it is not just it should be free from disease. Yes, it has to be free from disease. Then only we say it is a healthy physical body that is there. But there should be something more. Okay, I'm free from disease, but am I energetic? I should also be energetic. Okay, I'm energetic, but I'm lazy. So the body should be ready to perform any task without any lethargy, as and when the mind gives a command. In fact, if you may be aware that in the Mahabharata war, Sri Krishna was a charioteer of Prince Arjun. The history shows that Sri Krishna, being the Lord, but since he was a charioteer, it is said that he used to clean his chariot every day himself. He used to clean the horses, keep them in good mood, play with them. They listen to him, and that is how he was able to manage them. So similarly, the faculties that we have, it is our duty to cultivate them so that they listen to us and we are able to convert our dreams and goals into reality. Now, physical exercise. In fact, let me take sleep first. In fact, I feel that of all the activities, sleep is more important. Unless we sleep, we will not get the energy for the next day. And if I don't sleep for 1 day or even 2 days, I think we will, our energy keeps depleting, and then we may even faint, and we may feel very weak, lethargic, and we cannot concentrate on our activities. So sleep is very, very important. And doctors are saying the research that the lack of sleep is creating a lot of problems, especially the vital organs of the body are suffering. Now, let me tell you what the science is talking about sleep. In sleep, there are so many important organs of the body. Now, it is said, the science says that it is only the brain. Okay, all organs are active, like for instance, the lungs are doing their job even when sleeping, the heart is doing, but it is said the brain is not only uh, doing its work, but it is the most active during sleep. And what does it do? The brain tries to flush out all the negative cells and create new positive cells. Now, what are the effects of these two cells? Negative cells removes all the stress that we have felt in the day. Therefore, next day we are free of stress, we feel fresh, and we may have even forgotten the stress. Now, positive cells, we have the energy got drained out by end of the day, we have become weak, but then the positive cells create energy for us for the next day to do our work properly as we did the previous day. Now, the sleep gives a petrol only for 24 hours. The cyclist says that unless we sleep every 24 hours, we are not going to get the maximum energy. So therefore, it is necessary that we sleep well so that the brain does its work well. Now again, let us see where we are interfering with the brain. Supposing we are eating late, we are eating at 11 o'clock at night and then sleeping at. Now, by eating late, the brain has to work on digestion. So digestion goes on whole night. By the morning, you get up. So the brain does not get free time to do its work of flushing out negative cells and creating positive cells. Therefore, we feel tired and even the organs of the body become weak. So if we eat early and sleep early, I'm sure we'll be giving free time for the brain to do its work. So this is the importance of sleep. Now, another aspect of sleep is that when is the mind resting? The day, whole day, the mind is busy. Now, night, is the mind resting when we are dreaming? No, the mind is active even when we're dreaming. So mind rests only when there is deep sleep. We call it dreamless sleep. So that is a time, but all of us have dreams. So that means the mind is active, we are kept active, and that is how in the next day we feel tired, we feel that there is not enough sleep. So to get dreamless sleep, deep sleep is very important, and that is possible when we are stress-free and silent throughout the day. So that is the quality which will help us to improve our health. So this is the importance of sleep. And these days we find that younger generation or even older generation, with the gadgets that we have, electronic gadgets, we are neglecting sleep. We are taking it for granted, and we sleep at the wrong time. We sleep for short hours, and we play with. We are awake whole night, maybe for studies or whatever it is. So it is creating a lot of problem on the vital organs of the body, and that is the science and doctors are saying that sleep is most important. Then coming to diet, as you know, as per WHO, balanced diet is important. It should include fats and proteins, vitamins, everything, including fiber. Now, are we giving importance to fiber? Just if you are taking Maggi and noodles, I don't think there's any fiber. So balanced diet is very important. Timely diet is very important. And also, are we giving a gap between the diet, between our meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner? Supposing I'm in office, I have then go to office, then before lunch I eat, then again after lunch I eat. When I come home before dinner, I eat something. So throughout the day, when we're eating and drinking, in fact, we are exhausting our insulin. Every time we put our food on our tongue, insulin has to. So a time will come when we have to inject insulin because the stock of insulin is over. And the kind of food that we're eating is affecting our blood. We go to a doctor. Doctor first says go for blood test. Now, blood test is what indicates how much salt, sugar, and fat is there in our body. So it is all happening, not just happening as a miracle. It is happening because of our lifestyle, the kind of food that we are putting in. We are treating, many times we treat the body as a dustbin. We are dumping everything that we like. So finally, what suffers is our quality of blood. So, so it is the body is taking a great beating with the kind of diet that we are giving very unconsciously without any kind of thought over it. Now, coming to physical exercise, with the kind of gadgets we have and the being indoor, watching TV or mobiles, and the physical exercise has almost come to a standstill. We are not understanding the importance. In fact, the science is now saying that a lot of happy hormones are produced when we are active physically. When we are taking so much of salt, the salt has to go out of the body. How does it go out? Yes, it goes through urine, but we take less water. Then from where does it go? It has to go from the skin. And that is possible when we do exercise. Now, exercise is, we say there is no time to exercise, but we have to understand that exercise is very important. Probably if we can reduce our sleep for half an hour and do exercise, probably we'll get the quality of sleep of 1 hour. You can test it and you will see that when you're tired, you're going to get proper sleep. So, and exercise, we think that going for a park or taking a long run. No, that is very important. That can be done. But you can have a plan B. You say, if I cannot go out, I will do something at home itself. It could be just standing and jogging at one place. Jog, keep on jogging for 20 minutes, you'll sweat. Raise your hands and jog, you'll sweat. So these are, or even just shaking your hands and legs for about 15-20 minutes, you're going to sweat. So that is something very important. I have myself tamed my mind and said, unless you do this exercise, you're not going to get breakfast. And that is what is happening. I do exercise, I go for a walk, only then I take breakfast, otherwise I have to miss it. So that is how we have to tame our mind. Okay, the mind wants some sweet things. Okay, give it, but then you control it, make it friendly, and say, okay, I listen to your demand. You have to follow my demand. So we have to interact with the mind, because sometimes we have to persuade it and bring it to our side. Now, coming to activity, there's no balance happening. Sleep, activity, diet, exercise. Sometimes we do it excessively, sometimes we do it less. So activity, it can be a student studying for long hours, it can be office goer working in office for a long time. It could be even activity may include recreation, sports or painting, whatever it is. So that has to be balanced. Body needs activity. The body and mind both need activity. So now, having said the importance of exercise, diet, activity, and sleep, if we are perfect in all this, but yet we are stressed, it is going to neutralize all the important thing that we're doing. It is like a hole in the pot. The water is going to leak out. So stress-free, stress-controlled mind is very, very important to have an idle body. Next slide. So now we will talk about how the mind should be. I'm sure you will agree with me that the mind is not stable, not focused. And in fact, when I interact with the persons in my workshops, many of them say that we suffer from overthinking. We suffer from inner chattering. We suffer from anxiety, depression. So the mind is not in our control. So these are the qualities that the young generation are talking about. So you can imagine at this age, if the mind is not calm, focused, steady, and positive, we can imagine what will happen to them when they have to take more responsibilities. Yeah, next slide. So now let us see. I'm not only flagging the issues, but I'm trying to come out with some positive tips so that you can work on it. Just I talked about sleeping early, eating early, exercise, just standing at one place and jogging. So these are things which are easily implementable. In fact, there's a sloka in Gita where Arjuna says, "So mind is difficult to control as difficult as controlling the wind." And Krishna gives a very practical answer. He says, yes, Arjuna, I fully agree with you. Mind is very difficult to control, but it can still be controlled. And he gives two techniques. One technique, abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagya na chagiyate. Abhyasa is practice, vairagya is detachment. Now, I will give an example with this, what it means. Abhyasa is a person, supposing a very lazy person wants to become an athlete. And the quote says you have to get up early in the morning. Okay, he feels lazy, but slowly, every day is trying and trying, and now he succeeds in getting up early morning at 5 o'clock regularly without fail because he has practiced to get up. Now, what is Vairagya? Detachment. Now, this boy is having a lot of bad habits of smoking, drinking, bad friends, being with the mobile for a long time. So the quote says, if you have to really succeed, you have to keep away from all this. Be controlled. If you want to use mobile for limited time, don't drink, don't smoke till you achieve the goal of becoming a good athlete. So slowly this person has to detach himself from these kind of attractions that he has, the bad habits. So with these two techniques, it is very easy to gradually bring the mind in our control. Now, what are the three, four important techniques that we can do to control our mind? So what is to be done? One is observing silence. We are always talking, or we are listening, or we are watching. The mind is senses are always busy. So observing silence is something keeping away from all noise. If we can achieve, we can try at least for 5 minutes every day. It's like pause from all activities. Then mind is likely to become still. Next is watching breath. Especially Buddhists, they say the mindfulness is the breath that is happening naturally. You breathe in and breathe out. Just concentrate on that, and slowly the mind will concentrate only on the breathing. The other thoughts will not come, and gradually the mind becomes calm. This is one way. The another way is watching thoughts. Now thoughts, there's bubbles keep coming up, so let the thoughts keep coming up. Sit quietly and don't give focus, don't give attention to them. Let them come and go. And then you feel the freedom from the thoughts, because normally whenever thoughts come, we get carried away. They're so strong. If this says, I need, then you feel like getting up and going, and or even placing an order immediately. But here I'm saying that let the thoughts come, don't give attention to it, come and go, and there you are free from the influence of thoughts on you. So this is another exercise which you can do by 10 minutes. And then positive activities. There are many things that if you can focus whenever we are disturbed by doing positive activities, helping others, or even gardening, or even cooking. Like for instance, I know cooking, and it has helped me in three ways. That is what I found, and which are very important not only for a professional but also student. Three benefits I found is you learn patience, you learn concentration, you learn memory. Now, patience is that you have to wait till the rice or dal is cooked. We can't expect them to cook fast. It will take its own time. So that is patience. Second is concentration. I cannot be busy on mobile while cooking, everything get charred. Then memory. I should know what all spices and salt, sugar is there, where in which shell. So that way I'm activating my mind. So therefore, with cooking, or it can be any hobby, it can be your painting, gardening, uh, singing, dancing. There are so many benefits in each of by concentrating on certain specific activities which you like, the mind becomes stable. Yeah. Next. Now, brain is something very, very important. As I said, that we are not using the brain properly. Now, I will give an example. Is in a traffic, we are held up in a traffic. In my workshops, I ask people, what is your state of mind in traffic when you get held up, when you have to go to an office or an airport? Everyone except one or two, everyone says, no, my mind is disturbed. I become anxious. I become angry. Whereas one or two say, we listen to music because I know that I cannot control the traffic, and anyway, boss is going to scold me, but I will take it. There's no way because I have started in time, but the traffic is such that it's out of my control. Let me enjoy music. So these are again a choice. Our brain many times fails to convince our mind. Therefore, mind becomes restless. So mental alertness and attention is very important. Clarity in thought and perception. In fact, as long as the mind is not calm, the brain cannot properly. Then positively inclined and hopeful, solution-oriented mindset. Now, the wise acceptance of controllable and uncontrollable aspects of life. Here is where we most of the time fail. We try to change people where we can never change, and where we can change ourselves, we don't want to change. So we have to know where we can control. In fact, where we can control, we have to do our best to control. But where we cannot control, we have to accept it, and that is where the peace and happiness lies. Otherwise, we are tiring ourselves, wasting all energy, something which is not doesn't require our attention. Next slide. Yeah. So basically, how to achieve this brain is one is to being clear as to what is useful for us, because many times we try to depend and imitate others. We always think what others are thinking of us. So in that process, we are using our brain wrongly. Many times we try to imitate, even though our capacity is not there to perform such tasks. Experimenting with our body and mind, I think by reading a lot of scientific evidence is coming on body and mind, and trying to experiment in us. For instance, I said that how we have to, by sleeping early, how it is going to help our brain to work. So these are the few findings which science is throwing upon, and that will help us to tune our body and mind properly so that we are able to have better health. Updating information knowledge. The social media is very confusing, especially for younger generation. It is just full of information, but it doesn't turn into knowledge, because knowledge will tell you what is good and bad. And knowledge also is not getting converted into wisdom, because when knowledge is put into practice, it becomes wisdom. So information is remaining as information. So the children, the younger generation, remain confused as to what to be done, what not to be done, and there's no proper guidance from social media. We do not know how artificial intelligence is to work, help them. There are now cases happening where dependence on artificial intelligence is not helping much. So this is a real crisis situation where very difficult for the younger generation. I think somewhere we have to pick, especially the elder generation, and see how we can post important messages in the social media which can help them. Next. Now, heart is something, it is not the physical heart I'm talking about, it is the emotions. Now, heart is something, it is a quality is connected with emotion, empathy in action, inclusiveness, being graceful in accommodating, generosity, and something rooted in fairness. These are the important of heart. Are we really taking care of it? Is the important question. I feel that the heart is being misguided, the wrong route of anger, jealousy, impatience. The energy is getting wasted on it. Now, let's see in the next slide how we can uh, care for the heart. Now, choose gratitude every day. We have forgotten what all important benefits that we're getting from the nature, from people, from our elders. If we can write down the blessings that we have, good parents, good siblings, good job, good friends, good children, So there are a lot of good things, but when something is missing, we forget and we harp on something which is we are not able to get it. So gratitude is something very important, and remember that every day. Gratitude to our parents, to teachers who have been helping us. We have to be grateful to them and also see how we can return that help. Just as the Daan Utsav which is happening, it is something we are returning to what we are getting from the nature. Now, prayer is something I found it very, very useful. The difference between the rural people and urban in terms of the mental makeup, I find that the people at the rural level are very peaceful. They pray to God, they are fearless, they leave it to God. A farmer cannot enter the field unless he is fearless and have some faith in God, because there are so many snakes and other harmful beings inside this ground. But yet fearlessly enters, does his work. Sometimes some people die of snake bite, but they're fearless. So they leave it to God because they think that many things are out of control. But when we compare that with the urban people like us, we always fear many things. We question, we don't get answers. And that is where the difference that the prayer can help us to give some kind of confidence, and that some higher being is there who is taking care of us. And prayer is something, not only praying for yourself, for your well-being, but why not we pray for everybody? Forgiveness. This is something, it affects our psyche when somebody tries us. We always think about them 24/7. And just as in the mobile, the data gets loaded and gives a signal that you have to delete certain things to have more capacity. I think we have to use this forgiveness so that we becomes light. Forgiveness not only for those people who troubled us, but forgiveness, seeking forgiveness for those whom we troubled, and forgiving our own selves, because we always blame ourselves for some kind of failures. We have to accept what we are. So by being more kind to ourselves and everybody, I think we will be a better person. And selfless service is something very important. The food gives you happiness, company, job, wealth, everything gives you happiness. But selfless service is something which gives us fulfillment and contentment in life. So we can develop heart by cultivating these habits. Is not just this to be done by older generation. If you can start this from the younger age, we'll be a better person. Next slide. So resilience is something missing in younger generation, and especially even older generation, as because there's so much of demands of time. So embracing both success and failure with grace, moving forward like a true sportsman. In fact, there are three persons whom I can say who are strictly following this mantra of being following equanimity in success, failure. Is one is sports person. Whenever they fail, they don't get upset. They again get ready to practice so that for the next tournament. Soldiers, they are always, every day they are preparing. Even if they lose in the battle, again they are ready to practice and be ready for the next battle. Then farmers, even if the crop has failed, they are again ready with the next crop, not thinking about whether it will again, because if they think it will fail, then they would not even put up the crop. So we have so much to learn from sports person, soldiers and farmers. Staying balanced in moments of joy and sorrow, victory and defeat, praise and criticism. This is something, in fact, I always suggest that when parents say that children have always excel in classes, come first, I always say that we should allow them to fail and get up, fail, get up. So because there's so many failures likely to happen in life, so they have to be ready to get up. The resilience is something which we have to develop. That is not happening. Therefore, these days we are seeing burnout and suicide rates are increasing. Building strong motivation to transform challenges into growth opportunities. This is something we have. In fact, this is something which was part of me, probably because I was good in maths. Problem comes and I used to solve very happily. Probably that helped me whenever there's some problem is posed in our life, I try to not worry about the problem, but try to see how problem can be solved. I think if you can have a mindset like this, I'm sure that problem will not be a problem. In fact, every problem can be solved. And if problem cannot be solved, let problem be a problem. Let us accept the problem. So either it becomes a solution or we accept the problem, we are happy in both the situations. So that should be our mindset. I think that is the way we try to accept challenges. Some are small, huge, where we need also support. Like for instance, the person who's having mental illness, I always feel we should not hesitate to meet a counselor, to meet a psychiatrist, to meet a physician, because or to discuss with a friend, discuss with elders. It is very, very important that we should not keep such issues. Where just as physical, we immediately run to a doctor. Even the mental issues, we stigma is there, but we have to be clear enough not to delay, discuss it, and find a solution. Yeah. Now, I talked to you about the soul. Now, I also talked to you about how to uh, care for all the four faculties. Now, caring for the soul, what does it mean? We always work at the level of ego. Much of our qualities stem from ego and they affect our body, mind, intelligence, and emotions. So, if we have ego, in fact, all of us have ego, some have good ego, some have bad ego. So, there is always a chance for us to improve upon. So, these are the opposite qualities of ego and the higher self. If we can tune in to our soul, soul means all positive kind of approach to all our faculties, body, mind, intelligence, and emotions, because that is a source. Now, source energy, the nuclear energy, is can be used positively or negatively. It can be used through a bomb. It can be used to produce power, to generate power for electricity. So similarly, the soul is energy. How we try to uh, harness it and in what way we use it. The same energy was used by Ram to do right things, and the same energy used by Ravan to do wrong things. So there's Ram and Ravan in us. Now it has to decide how we use this energy. So the energy within us is something of equal nature or equal to all of us in equal quantity, and it is for us to see how we utilize it. I think self-care is something what uh, we have to work upon and see how we are able to utilize these four faculties, four instruments. Hindi में जो कहते हैं उपकरण, how to use them for our right purpose and be a better person. Only when you are happy, you are able to spread happiness, do good to others. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rao. Do we have any questions for Mr. Rao from our guests who are here? Any particular question? Any comments, questions, feedback? Yes, Ramita.
Hello, Rao sir. Thank you for being here. I want to know that are there
Hmm.
any immediate things that anyone with a very busy routine can do? Immediate few, two or three things that you think someone can do, which is going to make a difference in their lives in terms of self-care.
I suggest one, have the 24-hour plan and see all you can do. First of all, let us be very clear how we can utilize 24 hours. Then you will see there's so much will be available for you to utilize it. Now, apart from having the 24-hour schedule, focus on mindfulness in everything that we do throughout the day. I mean, I'm not saying close your eyes and be there. Whether it is your thought, it's your action, keep a it. Is it not possible? Like, for instance, when you're eating, be mindful of eating. Uh, Mindful of eating. We are not concentrating on eating. We are busy watching a movie. We are busy on a mobile. In fact, if you compare a person who is eating with interest person who is busy on mobile while eating. The difference is that whatever food we're eating, the food get converted fully into energy. Person who is enjoying it because the digestive juices are produced and it becomes full energy. Whereas a person who's eating mechanically and busy watching, maybe 50% of it converted to energy, not 100%. So being mindful of everything that you do, I find that multitasking is something making restless. Why not we focus on only one thing at a time? And the thing is just take time, as I said, cut your sleep for half an hour and do exercise and also observe silence. These are few things to begin with. In fact, if you can take up one thing and achieve it, that is a good battle won over your mind. One small battle will help you to win more battles. So start one by one, getting up early in the morning or sleeping early, something like that, or keeping the mobile away for 2 hours before you sleep, something like that, or keeping the mobile in the next room so that you won't get disturbed. So these are the small things if you can do, and decide what is trouble, what is affecting your health, and what can be done. In fact, there are many solutions which I can't say. Each person knows best what is problem, because even when you go to a doctor asks you kya takleef hai, kya problem hai, he doesn't know what problem we have. If you can sit in silence, reflect on yourself, journaling, even noting down your thoughts and all that, you will know yourself and you will be able to discover yourself, and you're able to solve understand your problems, solve them. Each one has capacity. Only thing is we are not giving time to ourselves. My solution may not be a solution. Therefore, sit quietly, think about it, take a paper and pen, you will get your answers.
Thank you,
So
sir. Thank you so much.
thank you so much, Mr. Rao. This was very interesting. You did answer, Ramita, and you gave a number of things to do, but then they actually are. Scheduling is something that just makes people's lives easy, just to kind of keep a small notebook and keep writing down what you want to do in that day, or what you have spread out for today. For example, today has been an extremely, extremely chaotic day for me. I started work at 7 a.m., but it's very interesting how I mapped, and I knew, everybody knew what time I have to be back. Today, we not only had 2 Daan Utsav sessions, Mr. Rao, we also had a very 2-hour online session for DPS Pune, for the Enable program that we have. Trinayani has a year-long Enable program for teachers. Even that was today. So I think scheduling is very interesting. I like the fact that you said journaling, which is very different from scheduling. You talked about mindfulness, which is as when you're doing what you're doing, you are at it. And you're concentrating. Some of us like to multitask. I do like to multitask, and I do like to believe that while I'm doing it, I'm being mindful of multitasking with whatever I hope it doesn't sound contradictory.
One point I would like to add.
Yes, please.
Is that many times we always blame the situation and people. It is we who are creating stress and blame other people. So blame something sometimes lies in us also. So for instance, I'll give an example where I have a friend who is married for 20 years. And today her mother-in-law keeps finding fault with the cooking.
With her?
Cooking, salt jada hai, namak jada hai, etc. So she gets very upset.
Yeah.
So when she discussed with me, then I told her that it has become a habit, and you just don't take it seriously. You try to, there's something you improve upon it, but if it has become very mechanical, she's talking out of ego, just ignore it. Don't trouble yourself, because it is affecting your body and mind. The whole day you get upset. So she decided, I will listen to her very mechanically. If there's something, I'll correct myself, but I'll not upset myself. So she tried to do this, and in the next 1 month, she realized that she can still be happy, whereas 20 years she suffered. So there are many such issues where we have to, if we can work upon it, we'll find that wherever we are responsible, we can correct ourselves.
It's very interesting to be able to reach the stage where you feel that, all right, that person was supposed to call me, did not do this, but I'm not going to allow that person's inability or mistake to affect my sense of being and happiness and joyfulness. So that was I started
In
the
fact,
session with that.
in a situation like yours, where you just said it, I always try to give benefit of doubt to the other person, and that makes me at rest. Otherwise, you always keep thinking, "Oh, person very ignored me or neglected me," kind of thing. But I
That's a
always
lovely
I made it a point, because they had definitely later on I come to know that they had a very strong reason. So then why should I feel upset for the whole till I get to know the reason?
receive the call. That's a lovely phrase, benefit of doubt. Thank you so much, Mr. Rao. Rajeshji, thank you so much at NIPMET, and every one of you who joined. This was a very different kind of a session, which we talked about taking care of oneself. Mr. Rao, once again,
Yeah,
thank you.
thank you very much, and thank you, NIPMET, for organizing this, and wish you all the best for the remaining day.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye and good night.